Hello and welcome to the very last Champions mode. This is actually set in Austin, Texas. We take the place of a Williams driver. I'm not sure who, but just a random driver. And we're 7 out of 7 drivers here, and the 6 champions are in front of us. Tip for me is to get the first corner completely right, because the AI is fairly quick. I think it's around a professional AI, but obviously you're in a Williams car, and it's a little bit slower. But yeah, it's a very nice track. It took me a little bit of time to sort of get used to the track and get some decent amount of speed around it. This first sector is really tricky. Very bendy, very fast paced. You have to position the car very correctly, otherwise you just go wide and it just goes horribly wrong. So look behind me there for a split second and I've gone wide. It's very tricky. Got Lewis Hamilton just behind me. Got Vettel in third. I think it goes in sort of order, so I think like Raikkonen's probably 6th, and Schumacher's probably 7th. I think that's how it goes, because obviously the McLaren's a lot quicker. So you can see they all start images on the map. It means so if you do knock them out, it does cancel the whole race. It's like for you to get black flagged. So you have to be very careful at the start of the race. I'm giving you a quick run around the first lap, but I have cut it down because the middle bit is a little bit boring. They'll just stay in first place and just go around the track. There's nothing particularly that interesting. So we need the first lap round to cut the corner a bit there. Almost spin out, but nothing too bad. I left the line on because it's a little bit tricky just to try and learn the track. Also gives me a little bit of practice on the perfect sort of line to go on. Because it is a very sort of bendy, tricky track. You have one long straight, but that's it. The rest of it you're just constantly turning, changing direction. It's very tricky indeed. I think it's quite a long lap as well. I think it's, we'll see here, I'm not sure. 1:44. So we skip to lap 4. I'm just going to be trying to practice the first sector. Trying to get it as best down as possible. It does feel really nice if you do it great. It just feels like you're sticking to the track. The car's set up pretty well. But obviously the setup could be changed depending on your driver preference. I did hit the grass a bit there. You do lose quite a lot of grip in this game. If you hit the grass, you lose a lot of grip, which is very unfortunate. So we're going to break down for this corner. It's very tricky as well. Bend it around, you have to sort of let the car sort of slope it out and just sort of, it's like a downhill. So we're on the straight here on the 5th lap, coming towards the end of the race. My tyres I notice are quite orange, they're looking quite bad. It is a 6 lap race on an option tyre. So it does sort of decay them and the grip sort of levels go down quite a lot. It looks like Lewis Hamilton's breaks away from the pack and I spin out. I do that so much in this game, I don't know why. I just hit the curb and accelerate a little bit too quick and I just spin out of the race and it's just so annoying. I had an online race last night and I spun out 4 times in a custom race. That was just uber annoying. So Lewis Hamilton's in front, I've got 1 lap to try and catch him up with these very used tyres. You can hear me hesitate on the acceleration. It's just the car back end wants to come out constantly. It's very. I'm just trying to be really careful, just trying to get the car around the corners without spinning out again. Also trying to go as fast as possible to nick the lead of Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be a tricky end to the race. Try and dip down this corner, just about scrape it. Ooh, I feel the car skidded out a little bit there. I managed to save it and just keep going. So all I gotta do now is just try and hold the lead. Obviously the lead is very slender. He's just behind me. Even though we seem to have a massive lead over Vettel, I think Hamilton sort of breaks away from the pack. And he's driving pretty quick compared to the other drivers, which is a little bit weird. I don't know why. You can just hear me hesitating on the acceleration, just sort of slightly tapping it, nothing. I'm not very confident in the car at the moment. The tyres are going off. It feels like this track needs a lot of grip, so new tyres will benefit you a lot. And gradually you just feel like you're getting slower and slower every lap, which is sort of annoying a bit, but you can't really complain too much. So I think Lewis Hamilton has DRS here, so you can see him closing in on me a little bit. Oh, Scott sort of goes out again. I thought I was going to go spinning, but just about managed to save it. Lewis Hamilton's trying to overtake me on the left. I just started in behind me. You see him waving about behind me, that little arrow. He's desperate to get past. I need to finish this to finish the Champions Mode challenges. I need to come first to get the gold. Silver does not count. This bend's quite tricky as well. You really want to go flat out on that bit, but it's very, very tricky. I'm really looking forward to seeing the cars go around the first sector in like real life. It's going to be very, very entertaining to watch on TV. Should be very, very good. So I just managed to hold him off towards the end of the race. Thank God for that. It's quite a tricky challenge. With all 6 champions in, a very tricky track. I don't have much experience on it, so it was a very strong challenge. I did make it very easy for myself, making that silly mistake, but there wasn't much I could do, to be honest. Yeah, so I started 7th, finished 1st. Got the fastest lap as well. Pretty happy with that. And I got the Ultimate Challenge gold medal. I've done all 6 now. All 7 challenges even. That was very, very entertaining. Definitely a cool mode that you get this nice little trailer at the end of it as well. It's definitely an interesting mode. I wouldn't mind seeing some more like DLC with them sort of doing these sort of things. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You get this little trailer, just the champions nodding their head in disbelief. They're not happy at all. It's like a little mini highlights of the champions mode. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting mode, that a very good addition to the F1 franchise. Hopefully they do more of it next year. It's definitely entertaining. I guess we're going to have all 6 champions will be next year, I guess. Michael Schumacher's leaving, so we'll have actually 5 champions. And thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Come back soon.